Hey y'all, I'm back. I am from TikTok. I don't know if you know, but I love commenting on TV shows and just like gossip and drama that's going on, but typically more so about TV shows. And so right now I'm really in my prime because the Traitors US is out and Love Island All Stars. Have not started Love Island All Stars yet, so this will be commentating on just Traitors US, but also it's Big Brother Brazil time right now. And so you'll also see videos about Big Brother Brazil on my channel, but those will be in Portuguese. If you speak both languages, fantastic, you can watch them all. If you don't speak Portuguese, you might not understand a single word I'm saying. Maybe you'll learn it, I don't know. But you can watch my English videos, AKA this one about the Traitors, because I already have so many thoughts about the Traitors season 1 and season 3, and there's only 3 episodes out so far. Okay, first, number 1 take. Dylan, is that his name? Yeah, Dylan Efron, Zac Efron's brother, is Pilot Pete from last season, where he was onto it. Like, he knew what was happening. He was a good, faithful. He was like, he has a really good, like, detective skill set of, like, figuring things out, but falling into what Pilot Pete happened, where he, like, went too big too soon. And I think they're gonna eventually kill him for that. I don't think anyone's gonna believe he's a traitor because he genuinely gives faithful vibes. But one thing I will say about the Traitors, and I've said this to people that I know that like also watch it and they never agree with me, is I kind of wish I didn't know who the Traitors were, because I wish I could play it like the Faithfuls and try and guess who it is. Because I see things and I'm like, oh, it's so obvious because I know. And so I think the only reason I know, or I'm picking up those things, is because I know who to like keep an eye out for. And so I kind of wish I was watching it through the eyes of a faithful. But obviously that's not how the show is. And I love the show, so I'm not going to change it. Like, I have any power to change it, please. Who do I think I am? Anyway, Dylan, big fan. Carolyn, oh, girl, homegirl, you're too anxious. You are too anxious to be a traitor. She's going to give it away so quickly. She's going to give it away. She's going to give it away. I just know it. Rob, so I'm obviously going through the traitors now. Rob, I think, was made to be a traitor, except for the fact that it's so obvious he's a traitor. Like, hello. Like, I'm surprised no one has said it yet, right? Like, he was invited. They didn't choose him to join. Like, no one shook Alan's hand or whatever. And then he leaves, and then he comes back, and he's just going to be a faithful. Like, I don't see how anyone isn't automatically being like, obviously Rob came in as a traitor. Like, we banished him, and then he comes back. Like, what do you mean? And so I think it was just obvious, but he is good to have in the turret with the other traitors to kind of like level them out and be like, okay, you have to think like a gamer, because none of the other ones are actually, no, Danielle. Danielle and Carolyn are both gamers. What am I talking about? They just don't give off gamer mentality to me. I didn't watch either of their seasons, so maybe that's on me. But I don't know, they're going in very like the 3 of them before Rob went in, like that turret, I was like, they're going so emotion based and not logic based. And I don't know. I think that it's good that Rob's there to level it out. I was gonna call him Rob the drag queen because I'm thinking of Rob, who I was just talking about. But Bob the drag queen, I think fantastic choice as a traitor because he has that like personality. But I do think he is also going a little too hard, but he's going equally as hard on things that a faithful would go hard on. So he is playing it well in that sense. But it's what I was talking about earlier, where because I know he's a traitor, when he's doing things that I'm like, it's making it so obvious he's a traitor, I think it's because I know. Because when there are moments where I'm like, oh my God, he's being such a good faithful right now. And I think I would think that about everything if I didn't know he was a traitor. So I don't know. Danielle. I think Carolyn is anxious and is going to mess it up that way. I think Danielle is anxious but less obvious about how anxious she is. And so when she's like, we got to get Jeremy out because he's saying my name, I'm like, no, that's the exact reason why you don't do that. Like that, it obviously sucks to like keep the people that are saying your name, but to immediately, as soon as you hear it, be like, okay, he's out, that is going to get you banished. Like that is why they're already figuring you out. She's not like, she doesn't have a poker face, which Carolyn can use the fact that she doesn't have a poker face with the fact that like they were saying, like she's just like quirky and twitchy and all of that. So you're just like, is it because she's a traitor or is that just how she is? Whereas Danielle, you're like, no, she's acting weird and it's because she's a traitor. So that's how I feel about the traitors. Tony, I'm so sad he's gone. I think he would have, they should have left him on longer. I don't know, like it was so obvious to me he wasn't a traitor. But see, again, it's that thing where it's like, it's because I know, right? Like, I don't know if I would have thought that otherwise. But, because I can also see them being like, yeah, of course, like, you would be a traitor because you're Tony from Survivor. And so, I don't know. Other faithfuls I really like. I like the Bambis. The doe-eyeds, Chriselle, Nikki, and Gabby. I think they're funny. I am interested to see if they actually get anything right because so far they're not. But like it's funny to see. Derek, I watch the Crime Weekly podcast that Derek hosts or co-hosts with Stephanie Harlow. And I really like him on that and his mindset. And so I think I know a little bit more how his brain functions. I did watch his season of Big Brother. But also that was so long ago that I don't really remember him from Big Brother like that. 'Cause I really and truly, I only remember Frankie Grande from, that season. And so I know him more so from his podcast. And I think he will do a good job, except for the fact that he was like, yeah, Tony. And I was like, are you just following everyone else? Or do you actually think that? Because if so, I'm questioning your detective skills. Because I did like, his logic of being like, okay, they brought the three of us in, him, Wes, and Rob. He was like, I'm obviously not a traitor. They wouldn't just bring in three faithfuls. Like, one of the two is a traitor. And so I was like, okay, smart. He's thinking. Because I haven't heard Wes say that. And I will say I was really excited about Wes being on this season because Wes is such a shit starter. Like, I love the challenge. And so I was really excited that he was going to be on there. Mainly because I loved CT last season. Him and Phaedra, oh my God, together they were so perfect. But so I'm like, yeah, let's get more challenge people on there, like the badass ones. Like, come on, we needed Wes. I wish Johnny Bananas would have lasted longer last season, but that's fine. Someone else from that I would like to see is Jordan. I think he would be interesting from the challenge to be on Traitors US. So, people that I would love to see on Traitors US in the future, obviously, like I just said, Jordan from the challenge. I would love to see, oh my God, not Molly May. What is her name? Maura Higgins. I think she would be so funny, but I think she would go on Traitors UK instead of Traitors US. And I just wish she would go on this. Lisa Vanderpump. Oh my God. I just think like Lisa Vanderpump in there would be so freaking funny. Kyle Richards would also be so funny. They're obviously both from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Lisa Vanderpump is also Vanderpump Rules. But Kyle Richards, like, all I think of is when they were fighting in Amsterdam and she just like takes off running. So imagine her in the traitors atmosphere, I think it would be so fucking funny. Like it would be prime content. Like I just imagine her being really stressed out. It would be funny to see her as both a faithful and a traitor, because as a traitor, like she would give it away so quickly, which is why I know she would never get, sorry, my dog is like scratching her collar. Why I know she would never get picked to be a traitor, because she would give it away too quickly. Like she's just too anxious for that. But in the same way that Carolyn is, and Carolyn was chosen. So I don't know, it could happen. I just think it would be like hilarious if Kyle Richards was on there. Who else would I love to see? Obviously I would love to see Katie from Vanderpump Rules. I love Katie. I think she's great. I'm gonna get some slack for this. I've said it before. I'm not the biggest Ariana Madix fan. Oh my god, I have to talk about Tom Sandoval. Oh, I hate Tom Sandoval. Okay, I hated him all throughout Vanderpump Rules. He was the absolute worst when Scandal happened. I was like, well, duh. Like, come on, it's about time. Like, we had Miami Girl, we had Ariana. Like, it was bound to happen. It was just much bigger than I think any of us anticipated. But him in this is so funny. Like, he's obviously going through withdrawals. By obviously, I mean allegedly. But it's just so funny. Like, the sweating, the, like, eyes being like this constantly, and him being like, it's this, it's that, it's this. Like, I'm like, I hope they keep him and don't kill him off, just because it's so funny to watch. Like, he's literally spiraling. And that's just how Tom is. And when it's at his expense, I think it's fantastic to watch. Like, on Vanderpump Rules, he was obviously, like, fucking with the girls, and I hated that. And so I hated him, and I wanted him to be off the show. But in this case, I'm like, it's so funny to watch his downfall. And one thing that I think of when I think of Tom Sandoval is JoJo Siwa carrying him on that other show that I don't remember. I don't think I know the name of it, actually. The one where they're like, they like act like they're in the military, but they're not. Like, she's like literally carrying him like on her back or whatever. That was so fucking funny. And so Tom Sandoval, so good. Him running through the woods. Oh my God. Who else? I don't think anyone else has really stood out so far. Oh, I love the first gay royal. Love that. Love that he's there. See, so they do have UK people on there. And they obviously had Ion, who's from Dubai. But yeah, and I feel like they had a British person last season too, the like older gentleman. Don't remember his name for the sake of me, but he was like friends with Peter and whatnot. Peter. But yeah, I think he is interesting. Bob H is, I feel like he's gonna get banished soon. Like they're all gonna turn on him. I think they're all gonna turn on Ivor real quick. Who else? I think they went for Chrishell for a second and then didn't. I think Robin is making it seem like she's a traitor accidentally. Like, I think it's just her personality just gives traitor. And so I think she's going to get banished soon. So my 3 next banishments would be Robin, Ivor, and Bob H. If they don't banish an actual traitor. So that's my dog. She has some thoughts. Here's another one. There he is. Hey, Gus. Phoebe's down there on the ground. And that's Charlotte. Yep, I got 3 of them here, okay? They want to go. Okay, well, that's where my thoughts are at. So currently for Traitors Season 3, Episodes 1 through 3, I am excited for Episode 4 tomorrow to see how the coffin thing works. And I'll update. I'll try and update weekly as the episodes come out. And then I want to catch up on Love Island, Love Island All-Stars to be able to talk about that too, because I love Love Island, but I have to watch it through a VPN on ITV. It's a whole process. But anyway, if TikTok does get banned, I'll be here and I'll post little snippets of this on TikTok until it gets banned. But anyway, I'll be here with my thoughts.